Hey there, Taurus, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your monthly reading. This is going to be a reading for the month of October, and we're going to take a look at past, present, and near future energies. Also, Taurus, if this reading resonates and you want to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. And of course, if you enjoy what I do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. Okay, let's see what's going on here, Taurus. I'm just going to organize the cards a bit because they are a mess. I'm traveling, and so I'm not really used to this desk. I travel full time, as those of you that do personal readings know. Okay, Taurus, the main energy for your reading this month is the King of Cups. There is love. There's beautiful, deep, mature love here. And it seems like things are going well. This one's a little bit making me wonder. But in the recent past, you get the High Priestess, the Six of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. There is a soul connection here. There's a divine connection showing up here for you. And deep down, you know what this connection is. You know it's a divine connection. You know it's a soul connection. Like, you know what it is. But you're showing me I'm still maintaining an emotional disconnect, an emotional barrier here, right? Which makes me wonder, if you know that this is a soul connection and a divine connection, why are we trying to keep our emotions out of it? Why are we maintaining this emotional disconnect? In the current situation, you get the Two of Cups, the Star, and the King of Pentacles. This is love. You want love. This is the love that you've been asking for this whole time. Like, you know that this is what you've wanted. You know this is what you've literally been desiring. Like, if you had one wish, it would be this love. And you're showing me, yeah, but, you know, I'm a Taurus. I still have to appear very cool, calm, collected. And I'm like, okay, but why is that so important for you specifically in this connection? In the near future, you get the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. You're very attracted to this person. And not only that, this person really makes you feel like, you know, you're hot-ish, like you're amazing, you're incredible, you're radiant, you're magnetic. Like, this person makes you feel good. You can see this connection going the distance. You can see it really being successful long-term. But there's an energy here of either you're lying to yourself about something, or you may have some self-sabotaging tendencies. I'm going to see. I'm not 100% sure that this is your energy. This could be your person's energy. Take it as it resonates. So let's see. Let's take a look at the King of Cups, which is the main energy for your reading this month. King of Cups is clarified by the Strength, the Six of Cups, which you get again in the recent past, and the Judgment. This love is beautiful. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo showing up strongly here, or an Aquarius as well. This love is beautiful. This soul connection is beautiful. You're very aware of the fact that this is a soul connection. Again, you know exactly what this is, what this connection is, how deep and important this person is to you. But you're also showing me it's difficult for me to accept that. I don't know why, but there's an energy here of like, I know what this is. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. But it's also very difficult for you to come to that realization. Maybe because you fear that there's so much to lose. Maybe because you don't know how the other person feels. I'm not quite sure why it's difficult for you to like recognize that this is a soul connection, but you do know what this is. So it's not like you're in the dark about it. You know exactly what this is, what this person is in your life. But there's some difficulty with that realization for some reason. Let's see. Let's clarify the recent past. I'll start off by clarifying the High Priestess in the recent past for you. High Priestess is clarified by the Three of Wands, Five of Wands, Page of Swords. Deep down, you're internally conflicted because you have your doubts in the recent past here. Again, you know this is a soul connection, but you're really questioning a lot of things. And it's almost like you're showing me, look, I know that I'm internally conflicted, but this conflict doesn't really have to do with the other person. This is more so my baggage, my ish that I have to work through, my own question marks, my own doubts. And again, these question marks are going to be different for each of you, but you're showing me like, I know it's going to get resolved. It's not like I'm going to be in this internal state of conflict and questioning and doubting. This is just something temporary. So it could be that, you know, you and this person are new, you've just met, or it could be that this is a soul connection, but it's kind of like elevated itself a little bit. You guys have taken the next step. I don't know why, but you are very confident that this is going to get resolved, and it's not going to be like this internal chaos forever. Let's take a look at the Six of Cups in your recent past. Six of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, which you get in the same row in the near future, and the Emperor. You don't trust this soul connection. Now, I don't feel like it's this person that you don't trust. I don't feel like this person has given you any reason to not trust them. Again, it could be that you have some trust issues with them from the past. That would be the case for some of you. But for the majority of you, you just have your own internal lack of trust, possibly trust issues, and you're showing me like, I do see this going the distance, but what if this, but what if that, but what if that happens, but what if, they leave, what if they fill in the blank, right? And that's why you're showing me I need to maintain control. I need to be cool, calm, collected. I need to make sure that, I'm the one that's dictating how this relationship goes. And again, Taurus, like, you are pretty strong-headed, like you're very, very stubborn. I don't feel like you're going to be with someone that's not going to essentially succumb to your will. So I don't feel like this person's really putting up a battle. This is more so you kind of showing me what's happening internally for you behind the scenes once you realize this is a soul connection and everything that's kind of coming up for you in that regard. Let's take a look at the Eight of Cups in the recent past. Eight of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Moon. Yeah, this is a new beginning for you. So either this is a new connection or this is like you and your person leveling up and taking it to the next step. I do definitely see you kind of really feeling excited about this new beginning, but again, also maintaining that emotional disconnect of I'm cool, calm, collected. I don't want to dive headfirst into this and just put all my eggs in this basket. I don't know if you fully understand why you're reacting this way, right? I do know that you're recognizing how you're reacting, like the lack of trust, the question marks, the internal conflict, but I don't know if you fully understand the deep-seated issues, the deep-seated reason as to why these energies are coming up for you, right? Some of you may not, so take it as it resonates. But now I do understand why you're showing me like, okay, this is a soul connection, it's beautiful, but I have to keep I have to pull back emotionally a little bit. I have to maintain an emotional disconnect from this person and this connection. Let's look at the current situation. I want to see the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. It's working. This love is working, right? Despite everything that's happening, despite your internal conflict, things here in the 3D world are working. I see a lot of communication coming in for you. I see love. I see you caring about this person. They care about you. You guys are building together. Again, the more you communicate, the more kind of the proof is in the pudding here in the 3D world, right? Where it's like, despite all this internal conflict for you, things are building. Things are moving in a good direction. Things are working. The more that happens, and particularly the more honest, open, vulnerable communication you two have, the more your walls start to come down in the current situation, which is really nice to see because, again, it's not like you're just, being bullheaded and you're like, oh, this person is, working with me and everything's great and I'm still going to be guarded and defensive. You're like, hey, show me that I can trust you and I will put my walls down. And you do. You are in the current situation. Let's take a look at the Star. The Star is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Hanged Man. You do really love your autonomy, okay? You do really love your autonomy. And you're showing me, even though I've kind of yearned for this love, I've manifested this love, I summoned this love into my life, right? There is an element here of you really not wanting to completely give up your sense of self. Now, I don't know why you have this notion that you may have to give up your sense of self in a connection. It's almost like it's kind of like, either or, and it doesn't have to be. You can be yourself. You can maintain your sense of autonomy and independence while in a connection. But there's a little bit of an energy of you feeling stuck here in the current situation because you're showing me, excuse me, I've wanted this love, and now that I have it, I fear that I may have to essentially give myself up in order to be in this connection. I do see this more as a fear. I don't feel like this other person is coming in with this request or anything like that because you're showing me it's a fear. It's kind of keeping me stuck. But I do feel like you're going to be able to work through that. And again, you get the King of Pentacles twice. So let's clarify. Let's see why this King of Pentacles, oh my goodness, is showing up in the current situation. King of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Cups, the Eight of Cups, which you got in the same row in the recent past, and the Hierophant, which is you. Again, when things don't really go your way, Taurus, right? When it's not 100% smooth sailing, and I don't see any actual problems here. I just see more so you kind of getting into like your own little internal funk. When things don't go your way, you detach, you retract, right? It's almost like you're not throwing a temper tantrum, but you're kind of like, this is my MO, right? If things go my way, everything's great, it works. If things don't go my way, then I kind of like pull back, I emotionally disconnect, right? That's just what I do. That's how I kind of rebalance myself emotionally. And I do see that happening here because I have a feeling that this fear of like losing yourself in this connection may kind of freak you out a little bit, and you're just like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, you know? Again, I do feel like you're going to get over this, but this is just more so you kind of, like your default is once everything's not smooth sailing and you see potential problems in the horizon, you're like, okay, emotionally detach, emotionally disconnect, pull back. Let's see. Let's take a look at the near future. I want to see the Queen of Wands in the near future. Queen of Wands is clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. And you got the High Priestess in the same row in the recent past. You're a little bit confused, right? Because on the one hand, you have this like potential fear of losing yourself in this connection. On the other hand, right, this person really does make you feel very, very good, very attractive, very, you know, sexy and appealing. And so you're kind of evaluating and assessing in the recent past, like, am I just psyching myself out, or is there actual potential trouble on the horizon? Like, am I actually going to have to give my sense of self and autonomy up in this connection? Or is this just my own internal fears? There's like evaluating and assessing here in the near future, sorry. There's a little bit of confusion for you, right? Because you're having a bit of a hard time piecing apart whether this is something real, right? Or whether this is just your own internal thoughts. But I feel like, again, you're very intuitive, you're very introspective. You'll figure it out. Let's take a look at the Ten of Pentacles in the near future. Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the World. Yep, new beginning, passionate new start. You got over your own internal drama, and you're like, okay, love, I'm here for it, right? We've closed out, or you've closed out, because this is your own internal cycle. You've closed out this whole, is this not, what is this, you know, all the fears, and then you're kind of like, okay, we're ready to start anew. Passion, love, let's go. Like, this connection can go the distance. Let's build, let's build, let's build. I love this. But now let's clarify the Five of Swords, which is what I've kind of been drawn to since the beginning of this reading. I want to see what this self-sabotage is about. Okay, Five of Swords is clarified by the Nine of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Magician. You may need to keep your mind in check, Taurus. Your mind has a tendency of telling you that you're seeing a situation objectively, logically, when in reality you're not. You're seeing it through the lens of fear. So for example, if this person that you're with, everything's amazing, everything's great, and then one day they don't text you back for like 3 hours, right? Your mind immediately jumps to the logical conclusion of, oh, they're not texting me back because they're talking to somebody else. When in reality, that's a distorted way of looking at it, because maybe they're not texting you back because their phone died. They don't have reception. They're busy at work. You know, it could be any other number of reasons. But you're like, no, 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 it's this reason, and I'm not being irrational. Like, I'm logical, I'm practical. Like, I know immediately that my reasoning is right. And it may not be, okay? Keep that in mind. Your mind, your logic, again, because you are very intelligent, but sometimes you may assign too much value or too much significance to what you're thinking, right? And thoughts create your reality, but they don't necessarily have to be right. So just keep that in mind. Your mind may kind of throw a little monkey wrench for you every now and again in a negative way. Let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind this month, Taurus. From the universe, you get the Fool, the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups. This is a completely new beginning for you, and that's great. That's amazing. because again, new beginnings are wonderful, but new beginnings also mean that you do not have a frame of reference in the past. So it's very, very risky for you. And you, Taurus, like stability, you like consistency, you don't like things to be up in the air and for you to not know what's what. Okay? And that may cause you a little bit of unhappiness. But don't bring the past into the present. This is a new beginning. You're starting from a completely blank slate. And what you may have a tendency of doing in order to create that sense of stability for yourself is drag the past into the present when it doesn't belong here. All right, so Taurus, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And of course, if you enjoy what I do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee. Donation link is below, and any and every amount is greatly appreciated. Thanks for tuning in, Taurus, and I will see you here on the next one.